watched it with my dad, the first one, and I was like 13. It was my first rated R movie, I remember that. And I had kind of like dozed off a little bit at a certain point. And I started like hearing some just general ruckus. I looked at the screen and there was a very steamy scene between Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor. My dad thinks I'm dead asleep, so he's not that concerned.
Yeah.
But his eyes are like glued to the fucking screen. I didn't know you were awake. I'm sorry you have to see all this. That's gotta go in.
Is it?
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Yeah, 3D.
3D.
Yeah. So, and it's my first time seeing the movie. You know, and I was thinking about, you know, because it's kind of tricky whenever you talk about do like a review for a movie that came out like a long time ago.
1991.
Yeah. It's like everything that has been said about T2 has been said.
Right.
You know, we're not offering anything new here.
No.
Okay. But the only thing, the thing that, you know, we do have is that, you know, is my first experience.
And we can talk about how relevant it is today and how it holds up.
You know, it definitely holds up.
Right.
I was like totally into it. It's very obviously a product of a different time.
Like the effects and a lot of the general dialogue and everything does still like it's still kind of like captivating, if you will. It's not like you're watching this is a late 80s movie.
Right. There's no eye rolling really happening. You know?
No, except for the one part that made my eyes roll a little bit when watching it was right in the beginning when the title treatment came out. It was just like, the fire comes up. And
You're right. That is the cheesiest part of the movie. Is the title screen in the very, very beginning. I was like, but you know, I think captivating is a good word. You know, the entire movie, I was super invested and interested, and I was just like, you know, I was like, all right, you know. And going into it, I knew a few things about it, obviously, just big pop culture, you know. The one thing that I noticed, which was cool, I didn't experience this because I already knew this, but for people who saw it for the first time when it came out, the idea of the T-1000 and Arnie, the two Terminators who are, you know, before you know, like, who's who, I would imagine you would think, like, oh, this guy is the good guy, and Arnie is the bad guy.
Correct.
The T-1000, or, you know, you don't know it's a Terminator yet, you know, you think it's just a dude, you know, who's sent to protect John Connor.
Yeah,
and that twist is like, whoa,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know that Arnie is the protector until, that scene in the mall when he goes, get down, and he starts shooting at,
Yeah, and then the entire time, you'd be thinking that, you know, this other guy is trying to protect him, and that twist is like,
it's intense.
It's cool.
I experienced that twist. I saw it when I was like 13. I had no idea. Yeah, and I was like, whoa, wait, what? Like,
that's awesome.
It's a really good twist.
And
happens really early on.
Yeah,
which I like.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like when the two of them trying to find him. You know, you're like, oh, what, like, you know, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And but no, it was super cool, and Arnie was awesome.
Oh yeah,
perfect
for that role. I mean, come on,
yeah.
You can't get a better person to like act like a robot and just give some one-liners. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but he was legitimately good. You know, everyone was really good in the movie, especially the kid who played John Connor.
He did a great job.
Great job.
When I was younger, I remember not liking him that much.
Yeah.
purely because of his voice. His voice annoyed me, like all the voice cracks and stuff when you go in, no!
Right in the midst of puberty.
But, like, the more and more I've seen it, the more and more, like, kind of charming it is to me that he's, like, this kid.
Yeah.
And, like, his voice even shows that he's a kid.
Right, it kind of adds to the charm. And also, I really liked the line. I'm sure it's a popular line or whatever, but early on, I forget what it was exactly, but it was when John and his friend were about to leave on his bike, and his foster dad was like, "Oh, John," and he was like telling him to I don't know, to stay home, not to go out, or whatever.
Yeah.
What did he say? He said something like, he said Todd in a really snarky way. John.
Oh yeah. He's like, "You're not my dad,
oh,
Todd."
Right. You're not my dad, Todd. It was so snarky.
Angsty,
yeah, so much angst.
And then like he rides away, and the friend with the mullet has like the boombox. You know.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's really great.
Great action scenes, and yeah, obviously, like you made the comment right when it ended. You know, there's a lot of like car chases.
Yeah. There's a lot of car chases,
but they're cool. They're fun.
They're all good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite like callbacks in it is when in the beginning of the movie, you remember when they're robbing the ATM.
Yeah.
And then like at the end, he does the same trick, and both times goes easy money.
Yeah, and then the ending was pretty emotional with I gotta say the T-1000, great villain.
Oh my god,
great villain to have.
And he's like he adds an actual horror aspect to the movie and does a good job doing it.
Yeah, he's so effective, and how they used him. And then when he finally died, it was like fuck yeah, it was like finally, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and but it's one of those times. A lot of movies, they'll have a villain that's really, really hard to take down for no real reason. Yeah. This time it makes sense, like with his biological makeup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And but no, when he finally does get destroyed, it's so satisfying. It's
very satisfying.
And then, I mean, I wasn't really thinking, I guess, because I was kind of just so engrossed in the moment. But then when Arnie was like, I was like, "There's one more chip," and he was and I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, right.
So obvious.
You grow so attached to him. Even though he's just this robot, and I remember that the one scene always gets me right in the gut when Sarah's describing the Terminator 2100 as the closest thing to a father he adds, and I was like, oh man,
as they're showing the two of them
fooling around and stuff.
Oh, man. And then I was like, oh, he had to kill himself, or he said I cannot self-terminate.
Yeah.
And John was so upset, obviously, and it was a sad scene. And then,
oh man, dude, my dad loves that, and I agree with him wholeheartedly.
I love it too.
He's like, what a he put it to me because we were talking about it the other day, because I told him that we went and saw it in theater. He was like, oh my god, I saw it in theater when it came out, and he was like, what a more comic book way to end such a comic book movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, it's perfect.
It's not cheesy. It's not lame or anything.
And
And
the movie knows what it is.
It fits the theme of the movie and the feel of the movie.
I just feel like him just lowering in there wouldn't fit the movie that has him saying hasta la vista, baby, and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think bottom line, to wrap it up, I think the movie, it was just super fun to watch. It's a really good time.
See, that's what okay. So in his prime, doing T2 and Aliens, James Cameron made some really great, really fun action movies. But as watching this, it kind of made me sad. Yeah. Thinking about wow, what a talent this guy had for making action movies, for fun action movies, and then just makes Avatar and stuff like that.
Now he wants to
get really serious, and
the rest of the majority of his career now to Avatar.
He had a great. I mean, he gave the same treatment to both series. For Terminator 1, it was kind of heavy-handed. I mean, he made the first Terminator. Right. And slow and stuff like that. And then he made T2. Alien, same thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, Alien is a great movie.
Yeah, it is. It's better than Terminator.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just super entertaining, fun, action-packed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, loved it.
I just love movies like this.
Loved it. Yeah,
I love when they come around.
It didn't take itself too seriously. It was a good time. You know, moments like that. You know, when he fucking takes the sunglasses from the dude in the beginning.
Oh my god! And it plays Bad to the Bone
Bad to the
and
Bone.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah. And you know, and then just like, you know, there's serious moments too, but I don't know, it was just really well balanced, you know, and I just feel like the newer Terminator movies and just other movies in general, I think, you know, should you know, model themselves a little bit more after that kind of idea of like just have fun, you know.
Have fun and get creative,
Yeah.
because like there are so many scenes with, like you said, like with the T-1000,
Yeah.
like, oh man, when he has like the mantis arms and he's crawling up the car and everything, that shit is so cool.
Another scene I really enjoyed was the scene where they were at the payphone calling his foster parents, and yeah, and then the T-1000 was impersonating his mom, and then Arnie uses John Connor's voice, which is creepy, but also how he was like, "What's the dog's name?" or whatever, and he was like Max or something.
Yeah.
And then
how's Wolfie doing? Yeah.
Dude, that's
Wolfie's fine.
That was a cool scene, and then he's like, "Your parents are dead."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great movie.
The other sorry.
Yeah.
Just the thing that always makes me laugh in that movie is that almost every time someone says that someone's dead around Arnie, he goes, "They were terminated." It gets me every time.